and welcome to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel. My name is Alice and today I have the November 2022 Paletteful Premiere Pack here in front of me. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Oh, it's so cute and fall looking. Oh my god, one of these pencils is called Enchanted Forest. Look at this cute sticker. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. So this is the sticker that you're going to get. It's super cute and it's got all of these like fall vibe leaves around it and it says Paletteful Packs in the center. Love that so much. So this is going to be the Drawing on Black Premiere Pack, which is super exciting. I see some paper down here. So let's start with these two Posca pens right here. So you're going to get a white Posca pen and a silver Posca pen. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with metallic and glitter. So I am so excited that we have this silver Posca pen in here. I can't wait to use this. Posca markers are acrylic markers and you can use them on pretty much anything. They're super, super versatile. And these are both going to be the 0.7mm bullet shape. Then it looks like we have a variety of different pencils. Let's pull them out. The first pencil that I see in here is this Stabilo multi-surface white pencil. So this will mark on any surface, including like acetate, paper, glass, metal, photo, film, all of that good stuff. So this will work great on that black surface that we're going to be getting. We're also going to get two Holbein Artist colored pencils. I love these colored pencils. They're awesome. We're going to get the colors Rose and Cherry Blossom. And these are amazing for drawing, illustration, all of that good stuff. And you can also draw on watercolor, gouache, and acrylic on top. Then we're going to get these four chunky boys. These are by Cretacolor and these are called the Brilliants. They are actually metallic pencils. So there's Sparkling Clouds, Enchanted Forest, Cotton Candy, and Forbidden Fruit. These are opaque, provide great coverage, and allow for both fine and broad lines because of how thick these pencils are. The next pencil that I see in here is this General's Charcoal White Pencil. So this is a charcoal pencil, so it's extra smooth for easy laydown, and it's really popular to use for dark papers or fabrics to bring out highlights. You can also use a wet brush on this to create a really unique effect. And the last pencil that I see in here is a Derwent Artist pencil in Fur Green. This is a beautiful muted green color that I think is going to look so pretty with all of the other colors that we got. We're also going to have this metallic Stabilo pen. It has a bullet tip and brilliant intense color. It's odorless and water-based ink, but it won't bleed, and it can be left without its cap for 24 hours without drying out, which is actually very useful for me because I'm one of those people. We're also going to get this Sakura Jelly Roll in white. These are great white gel pens for adding on detail, especially on darker surfaces, so this is going to work great. And then we have a size 2 Princeton Heritage brush in round. This is going to be great for fine detail and for smudging out that white charcoal if we want to. And then the last thing we have in here is this Surface, which appears to be a whole sketchbook. So let's pull it out. Wow, this is fancy. So we have a Strathmore drawing journal. It's going to be spiral bound and it has black drawing paper in it. This paper is really nice and thick. So this paper is a nice heavyweight paper. It's 60 pounds. This has 100 pages and it's 7 by 10 inches. So this is going to be a great sketchbook to have. Okay, so this is everything that you're going to get in this month's Paletteful Packs. We've got a whole lot of stuff here. We have this Strathmore drawing, we have the Cretacolor metallic pencils, we've got the Derwent pencil, we have the metallic Stabilo, we've got the Stabilo all-purpose pencil, the white charcoal pencil, you're gonna have the Holbein Artist colored pencils, as well as the brush, and then two Poscas, one silver and one white. So we have so many different tools to play with here. Let's go ahead, open it up, start doing some swatches, and then see what we can make. Okay, so as we know, the first thing I have to do is the swatches because I wanted to test out all of these pencils and I was so excited for the metallic ones, so I went ahead and swatched those first. And they're gorgeous. Look how pretty they are. They show up so well. Then I tried both of the white pencils that showed up really well and the regular pencils, which also showed up nicely. And then look at that copper marker. I love it so much. I had a bit of an accident with the silver because I live at altitude, but that just gave me an opportunity to use the brush to spread it out. So those are my swatches.
I really felt like this color palette was just begging to be used with some kind of nature, so I decided to draw a plant inspired by one that I'd seen when I went to Florida recently. And this plant is such a beautiful plant. It's got all of these like red, beautiful pink veins on it, but also these like yellow veins on some of the leaves. So I thought it would be really interesting and like a really fun way to play around with the different pencils and metallics that we have. So I started out by sketching the basic outline of the plant with one of the regular colored pencils in the green color, and it worked out really great for sketching because it was just light enough for me to see, but it wasn't like so bright that it was going to take over the sketch. Then I decided to color in all of the leaves with the metallic green pencil, which, oh, I love these metallic pencils so much. And I used the black as the shading, so I used this to add in essentially where the highlights were going to be. And I also like added in a little bit more of that green to darken up some areas as well and add a little bit more blending between them. And then I decided to use the copper marker, which is so pretty and works so well, to draw in the leaf shapes of the leaves that have more of that bright yellow, because I didn't have a bright yellow, but I did have this gorgeous copper. So that's kind of what I started with, was those leaves, because it can be really overwhelming when you're drawing a plant and there's like so many leaves and you're like, I don't know where to start. Just pick a leaf and start there. Just pick a leaf and start with that leaf and then build everything else off that leaf, because it can definitely get really confusing otherwise. And once you've drawn a couple leaves, you'll start figuring out this specific shape and vein pattern and leaf shape of that leaf itself, and it'll get a lot easier to draw the rest. So I went in and I did that, creating this really pretty veined pattern that they had in the center, and then I had most of those ones done. So I went in and real quickly added in the stem color with the red pencil, and then I went back to my green and started filling in all of the leaves that were going to have those pretty pink veins on them. I wanted to make sure I got these green colors down before I put the veins on so that there was like a nice background color, and I went a little lighter on the leaves at the bottom just because they weren't getting as much light. I decided to use the two Holbein colored pencils for the pink on the leaves, and I think they worked out so well. So I used the light pink to go in first and really get that brightness, and then I went over with the darker pink to make it more pink. So it really had that effect of these pink veins on top of it. And I think this combination worked really well together, and it really helped it pop against the black of the paper and the dark green. And this light pink pencil worked so well. Like, you can see how bright and vivid and like how much it pops against the black paper. So it worked really well for this purpose. So I just went round and did all of that, and this definitely took a little bit of time. This was probably the most time consuming part of this piece, just because it was a lot of little details, but I just kept going with it, sharpening my pencil every few moments and adding in all of those beautiful vein shapes. Everything that I used in this box, from the colored pencils to the markers, layered really well on top of each other, and also layered really well on this black paper. And so don't be afraid to layer in whatever artwork you're creating. It's going to layer beautifully, and you're going to be able to layer all these different things on top of each other. I definitely recommend starting with some of the colored pencils and then moving to the pens on top of them. Also, the white colored pencil that we got, that is all surface, you can use on top of like pretty much everything. So that's super helpful for adding in final highlights at the very end, especially when working with a mixed media piece. So definitely recommend layering with your supplies from this month. As you can see at this point, I have gone through and put all of my light pink in, and it took me a really long time, but at one point I was just like, switching between pencils is too much energy. I should really just do all of the light pink and then do all of the dark pink. So work smarter, not harder. Would have made more sense for me to do that from the start instead of doing them individually. So it's one of the reasons I recommend also working around the piece, kind of doing things in big chunks, like adding in all of the green at the same time, and then I added in all of the light pink and then all of the dark pink, instead of doing it like one leaf at a time. It just kind of helps you envision the entire piece and what the entire piece is going to look like. And it also helps you save time constantly switching between materials and things like that. So yeah, like I said, work smarter and not harder. These colored pencils are honestly so nice. They're really, really pigmented and they're really smooth to work with. I have quite a few of these colored pencils of my own, and they're actually some of my favorite colored pencils. So I'm really excited to see what everybody does with those colored pencils. I then went in, once I had finally finished all of my veins, with the darker green colored pencil and just added in a little bit of extra shading between those veins just to kind of give a little bit more slight realism. And then I used that white pencil to go in and add some little highlights just to the tips of the leaves and to the veins, just to get a little bit of a look of like the sun catching it and that like reflective side of leaves, because a lot of leaves have that kind of waxy substance, so they can be quite reflective. Once I had that plant done, I really liked it, but I felt like I definitely needed more. So I used some tape to draw a little circle, and then I drew another plant inside the circle, and I colored that in the same way using those metallic pencils to establish that light green and the highlights, and just so pretty. And then I used the metallic copper first to go in and add those veins to this little plant, and I did a few of those, and then I went in with the colored pencil and did the exact same thing that you just saw. So a lot of little detail work, but y'all, when you're doing your detail work, just keep pushing. I know that whenever you're working on details in a piece, there's a time that you're just like, oh, I can't do any more work on this, but just keep pushing and your details are going to come out amazing, especially with all the little pieces that we have in this kit that can really refine your details, like all the white pens and the little Posca pens. So keep pushing. The details will be worth it. That's what I told myself, and I'm really happy with how this came out. So just tell yourself that as well. Once I had that little plant in the center finished, I wanted to color in the little circle around it, so I kind of had a frame effect. And so that's when I let myself use the metallic Posca, because I knew I wanted to use it. I love, love, love silver, and this is such a pretty, pretty silver marker. It's probably not really suited for filling in large areas like I used it for, because it's a pretty thin nib, but it worked. I just had to take my time with it. Be patient if you're using a really skinny nib to fill in quite a large area. But the silver is so pretty, and you can see just how lovely it is and how much it shines on that black paper. So I am so excited about the silver that we got with this, and it already makes me want to do things with like moons and stars and things like that. So this is kind of how the piece came out. It's finishing up here, and I really enjoyed working with all of these supplies on black paper. I really hope this video gave you some ideas of different ways to use your pencils or something that you can do, and I can't wait to see what everyone did. If you'd like to get your own box, then the link to our website is going to be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!